Good day, Antheus Kaiset here, and welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Isaac Flash. I don't know what to tell you right now, but I'll be honest with you. I feel genuinely great. I don't know why, and I don't know how, but I feel genuinely great. Uh, and to be honest, this is one of the few times where I just feel so good that I just say to myself, you know what? I have to record another video. I can't just leave it on one per day for this time. So for today, we will be playing as Cain, because the last time we played as Judas, and it didn't really go so well, and also it was like the 2-run limit for a character. So now I am resetting it, well, resetting it unquote, but I am now deciding to play a different character, which is Cain, who I consider to be a much better character and a much easier character to play as, and I believe many people would also agree with me as well. But yeah, I don't know what it is about like right now, but I feel genuinely like really happy, and I can't tell you. I just want to record. And maybe it's not, maybe you can't tell the differences in my own voice, and I do apologize for that, but I just feel really great right now. So anyways, regarding this run, we will be playing as Cain, as mentioned earlier. And for Cain, he starts off with 1 less HP, but he starts with slightly more damage and I believe luck with Cain because of this one item that he has all up. And honestly, hold on just one moment. I believe I am starting to see some things that I do not particularly like on OBS. It is crying to me. Okay, well, not crying as much as I think it should be anyway. And you know what? That's fine. I would rather it not cry in my face. Isaac cries enough for me anyway, and I cry for myself enough already. I think like for me, I cry about, I would say twice a year, on like without watching some sort of special, or like I say special, but without watching like any sort of media, I will probably cry like once or twice a year as a way to just relieve the stress, to be honest with you. Most of the time not. Honestly, I don't think people should feel bad about crying if they need, to be honest. Sometimes, you know, life can be hard. And take it from just a random guy on the internet, and just let me tell you that, hey, things will be fine. Whatever it is you're going through, things will be fine. Anyways, with this run, we're starting off with the Hourglass, which slows enemies down, which is pretty useful against certain bosses, but without the sort of ability to hit our enemies, it doesn't really perform as well. Also, I am taking lots of foolish damage. That would have been very close there. Pentagram, and honestly, nothing else. We'll just go down to... Also, I believe I just noticed Cain starts off with 2 keys instead of no keys, I guess. Recently, I also was watching a video. I believe it was about Sonic Unleashed, and to be honest with you, I have a really strong urge to like boot up my old Wii and play Sonic Unleashed on the Wii. I never owned a... I always grew up as a Nintendo kid, to be honest. I did have a PSP, but I don't believe I played much anymore. I used to grow up and play Nintendo consoles a lot more. The Wii was like the main console that I had when I was a kid. And I played Sonic Unleashed as one of the games that I really enjoyed playing. And I think, honestly, like looking back on it and thinking about the game, I really should just go back and play it again, because I think I didn't really give it a fair chance when I was younger, and I didn't really understand a lot of the things that was happening. I didn't understand the Werehog. I didn't understand like, oh hey, you actually need to like do things to get better ranks and... But like I can't necessarily record things. Honestly, recording stuff on the Wii would be so cool and so much fun. Imagine me like trying to play Wii Sports all over again. I think Wii Sports, when I first got my Wii, my parents never allowed me to play any other games because like, hey, you need to like study and fun. But I had like Wii Sports, and I think I played continuously for like 2 years. And I don't know how, and I don't know why, but like it somehow never bored me, even though I was playing the same thing over. Although to be fair, it could have something to do with the fact that I was only allowed on the weekends. Which, to be honest, I think my adult self would. I'm sure there's like plenty of lessons when I was a kid where doing them now would very much improve my livelihood at this moment. Like only playing games on the weekend. To be honest, I haven't really been playing other games ever since I started recording, to be honest. Because like to me, this is the fun stuff right here, and I don't really need to do anything else for when it comes to gaming, which sucks because I know most of the people I know when I play Left 4 Dead are wondering, hey, buddy, are you gonna jump on and like we can kill some zombies and whatnot? Which, to be honest with you, I actually might think about if I'm live streaming, I might think of starting to think about playing Left 4 Dead on it as well, which I think will be fun. Also, I don't really enjoy talking about negative stuff too much. Well, I say that, but I think I probably have broken my rule a couple of times anyway within the past week. Can't believe I've actually been on this for a week already. That I think we can talk about later. But like a few hours ago, I was watching a video on Highguard, and listen, I've never played it, and I don't think I will. I just find it really humorous of what people are thinking about that game. And like, part of me thinks like, damn, how did some people not see this coming? I have nothing against it, and I'm sure it's a fun game, but I don't know. Just, maybe because I'm also not a shooter guy, to be honest with you. Never really enjoyed shooting games all that much. Left 4 Dead is an exception. So maybe if there's more games like it, I would play more first. But to be honest, I tried playing many shooters. I tried playing Overwatch in the past. Played as Junkrat for like a day, and then I just said to myself, this ain't it. Like, maybe for some people, but this definitely was not my cup of tea. I think I also probably played too many single-player games to think to myself, like, what is going on? I don't know what anything is happening. And to be fair, or rather, to add on, I was playing the game when it was at its peak, I would say. I actually don't really know when the peak for Overwatch was. Maybe like, I think it was when it released, so 2016. And even then, I just never really saw the enjoyment of it, which sucks because I think it's like a part of history that I never really got to experience. And to be fair, there's a lot of things in gaming history that I never got to enjoy. I mentioned this in my Balatro video, but I also was never really into CSGO, which looking back on it, I kind of regret it, because now when I try to play CS2, everything is laggy and it doesn't work, and I am terrible. Okay, I think... Ooh, this is a much better fight. Since we already lost the Devil Deal, there's no real point getting Spirit Heart for now. But I think the best course of action, at least for this current run, is to find some money, which I guess with this donation, this blood bank, it's not that bad. Get some money. And we can pick up the other item, which we will need to pick up eventually. I'm gonna gander that this is our secret room. It's almost like I know these things. And we should have enough money for both the Spirit Heart and the item, which I hope is good. Normally it's always good. This is Doctor's Remote, and it summons an airstrike from the sky. At least it's a 2-room charge, I believe. But hopefully they didn't change. I mean, they changed Dead Sea Scrolls, so I'm not too sure about this one. You know what? I'm gonna save it just in case there is a hinted rock. It'll be immensely useful. Guess I'll gander at this free key. But yeah, speaking of CS, I wanted to play CS2 for I think like a couple months ago. Because like I somehow got recommended videos about CS2. They were like, oh hey, here are the best skins, and then like here's like the game's history. And I thought like, wow, this is really cool. I want to try playing CS myself. And then when I tried to launch it, it said, hey buddy, your computer is kind of ass. So maybe you can't really play our game anymore. And I was really bummed out. But this brings up a really sad, well, I won't say sad, but a very, like this is how you know I'm also possibly one of the stupidest people on the planet. Okay, before I go on, I think I will grab this. There's a chance that the devil deal is still alive. Now, boss is security, which is a little bit dangerous. Anyways, that's how Darkness Movement works. It summons an airstrike, which it doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would. A bummer. Yeah, but anyways, regarding Counter-Strike, I played it and it said, hey buddy, your drivers are like really old and it doesn't really work well. So you can't really play our game well without skipping frames. And I think at that point I like was kind of like, okay, fine. I really want to play Counter-Strike, but I guess I have to update my drivers. It turns out I didn't know how to update my drivers for so long that when I had to go and do it, I had to go to like the NVIDIA page or website, I think. And oh wow, this is a very good devil. I hope this does not kill me. Okay, it just kills me. Okay, I don't know what is going on with devil deals. Maybe I should just refrain next time. I don't know what is going on. We'll play one more run. I think the episode will be a little bit too short for me. Damn, we had a really good run at it as well. But anyways, I had to go and download and update my drivers. I didn't know how to, but a little bit of searching and I figured out how to do it. And when I updated it, or at least when I attempted to, I found out that my drivers were outdated by about 29 to 32 months. I cannot tell you how, and I cannot tell you why, but I'm fairly certain that's the reason why I had some struggle playing certain games in the past. Which says a lot about me. And then like when I updated it, I could actually finally play Counter-Strike, and it was still incredibly off. It was still laggy as hell. But I could play it. And I played with bots. I played like two matches, and I said to myself, this ain't it, Chief. I am so sorry. I can't play this. Which kind of sucks. Because I think I would have really loved playing CSGO. But then like when CS2 released, you know, you can't play the older versions anymore. Thank you, Valve. Although I guess I do know the reasons why they did it. Still doesn't make me happy though, that I never got to experience that part of history. And you know what? I think many people will probably say, you know what? That's for the better. You didn't need to experience that. So instead of trying to work it out, I decided to say, hey, maybe we can play a different Counter-Strike. And at the time, Counter-Strike Source was on sale. So I said, okay, fine. It's the closest thing that I got to playing Left 4 Dead. Maybe this will be fine. I played a little bit of it, and honestly, it was actually a lot more fun than I thought. And let me tell you, it ran buttery smooth on my PC, and it was great. To be fair, the game was like 20 years old at this point, so I should have no excuses why my PC can't run it. But yeah, that's my story when it comes to Counter-Strike. And who knows, maybe with a better PC, I might play more of it. I can definitely tell you that I would have sunk hundreds of dollars into it. Well, with the skins market. Like trying to get for the best stuff. Oh man, I need this cool skin and whatnot. But nowadays, like when I actually am perusing the skins market, like I don't even buy anything, I just peruse. I keep seeing all these like... I'll be honest with you, I think that battle scarred skins are actually really goddamn cool. And I think they're honestly more memorable than, say, the factory new skins. At least some of them anyway. I think like the one on the top of my head that I remember is Serpent Strike. That to me is like, that's a cool skin that like you really will remember. Although I found out that it's float capped, so you can't have the whole thing be completely silver, which sucks because it looks really good as a like a completely silver silver gun, but then it has like these scales, and it looks like an actual silver snake. And I think that's really cool. But I mean, we can't have everything. And I think Serpent Strike is like a very cheap and affordable gun, but because of the float cap, it's the reason why it's cheap. And I think if it wasn't float capped, it would be a lot more expensive. Even though ironically, Battle Scarred are much cheaper than factory new. But I guess Serpent Strike might be an exception. Anyways, I have not talked about this new run whatsoever. We picked up the Steven item from the Bull Witches, which is a damage run. Funny enough though, we haven't fought Steven, who is an actual boss in the fight. But we haven't fought him yet, and my Devil Deal spawned. I guess I took Red Heart damage? Somehow, I'm not quite sure how or when. Regardless though, if no Devil Deal in this run, at least for this floor, I think it's fine since we didn't have a Spirit Heart, and if there was like a too hard deal, I would have been really bummed out. I still don't understand how I died on the previous run, even though like I had the HP, but the game just said nope. We don't allow you to have fun. We can't let you have the nail and also brimstone. Which, to be honest with you, if I could go back, I would just pick up the nail. I think the nail would have been sufficient in the aspect that I need. Yeah, I'm gonna make a bold thing. You know what? I think it's better if I just do this. I was gonna try to look for the secret room. I think secret rooms just give money. Not to say that money is bad or anything, but I think at least in this particular scenario, we'll need some other consumables. Anyway, speaking of Sonic Unleashed, I remember playing. Oh man, I think it was back in 2012. 2012? I think it's 2000. No, I think actually before we go, I think I should at least try to find if there is a mini boss on this floor, because I would like at least another item. Potentially, anyway. You get HP from Gluttony. Could get like a good tarot card with Sloth, and maybe you get the virus from Pride, or maybe Shoot the Wolf, although Shoot the Wolf's not there. Okay, anyways, regarding Sonic Unleashed, I think it was one time I was just in some electronic store, and then they had like a bunch of games and like a bucket, or like in a cart, and then I saw the Sonic Unleashed cover, and I thought, because obviously I was not that tech savvy, and I didn't really have the internet to really tell me anything. I just saw the box cover and I thought, oh wait, this is Sonic, he's the good guy, and then the other side is evil Sonic. And then I played it and I realized, oh wait, no, that's not the story whatsoever. But I still did have a lot of fun playing that game. But there is one thing about the Wii version that I do not like, and that is the fact that if you try to finish one of like the bonus sections, the pop-up that you have completed the section and you've gotten all of the unlockables does not tell you again. You have to go into like the bonus menu and see, hey, did you actually finish this? And if you didn't, you have to go and find out where it is, which is so unbelievably annoying. And I think I ran through most of the bonus rooms constantly just to see like, okay, is this here, is this not here, did I actually finish this or not? That's probably the one thing I really didn't like about the Wii version. And I didn't mind the motion controls because I thought they were really fun. I honestly liked the Werehog more than the normal Sonic in that game, which, you know, is normally the reverse. But I just really like beating up enemies, which, to be fair, is how I grew up. I did play lots of games where I just beat up enemies over and over again. So maybe that's why I like Sonic Unleashed so much, and especially the beat 'em up sections. Man, I should really go back and play that game. You know what? If somehow, some way, I find out how to stream Wii games, I will be playing Sonic Unleashed from start to finish on a new save file. And it will be a good way to remind myself also what is good about it and probably what is bad about it. Anyways, this run, pretty damn good. We got PhD, and with PhD, all pills will be known to us, and if for some reason they gave us a stat down initially, PhD will turn them into good pills. So a tears down will now be a tears up, HP down will now be an HP up, and certain pills that have different effects than stat up will be giving us different effects instead. So the most notable example is instead of bad trip, it will give us full health instead, which I believe is how it works. Unless, of course, they change how the pill rotation works, in which case that would be really terrible. Okay, I'm thinking... Okay. I think I should still try the Bob for a secret. Then we're gonna see... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it would give me money, in which case I could possibly buy a spirit heart or something. You know what? We have a key. No. We're gonna see. Do the smart play. Okay, we're fighting Fistula. This fight should not be any difficult. Or anything too difficult. Slowly beating Fistula, who is not a difficult fight. Honestly, a really good find that we got Book of Belial. This Book of Belial is really carrying. Plus also with Kane's base damage being really high, it makes Book of Belial even better. No Devil Deal, but that's fine. We go down to the next one. Oh, okay, well there goes the Devil Deal. Pretty Fly doing its own work as well. Cannot dismiss the good work of this little guy. So good, even with a bunch of silkworms here and there. Also, I do want to bring up a small little, I would say update, but just a little thought that I had personally. And it's that since that I can't play Dead by Daylight anymore, I've been thinking about playing other games, which I think I have mentioned in previous videos. But I'm thinking about playing some other story-related games. And also, I do wish to expand and not just make these like what is essentially podcasts at this point. Or maybe Let's Plays, depending on how you see it. But I want to spread out more. Instead of just making Let's Plays, I want to start making edited videos. Because when I was editing that short... Okay, well, that was like almost impossible for me to dodge. When I was making that short, I honestly had a lot of fun making it, despite how simple it was. And I'm thinking that maybe for certain series that I'm going to be doing, especially the next one that I'm thinking of, I'm thinking that I can make some edited videos that might be at least somewhat interesting to watch. And, you know, hopefully I can put in some more value, because like honestly, like I love doing this daily video kind of deal, but it also feels like I should be doing just slightly a little bit more, you know, because like I'm not streaming at the moment, mostly because I don't think the streaming hours would be worth it, at least for me anyway. Maybe like I can like stream and then I can use that to edit certain videos as well. Okay, normally with PhD it's supposed to tell you what the film effect is, but I'm guessing this is still Flash Isaac, and that's its excuse of why it can't just tell me what the pill effect does. But yeah, I've been thinking about making other edited videos in the future, and as far as live stream is concerned, I'm not too sure if I should do it, mostly because I keep hearing this like general advice of that smaller creators shouldn't bother with making streams, since you are better off suited making longer form like edited videos per se. And I think I kind of want to lean into that position. Let me know what you guys think though, if you think you want me to start streaming at least a little bit more. But I cannot guarantee you that the streams will be anything entertaining, but I can definitely tell you that I will be playing possibly some games that might not be good for regular, even though I think they're gonna be performed, or rather they're gonna be played through by me relatively the same, because most of this is like off the rip. But I think one benefit of doing let's plays like this is that I can choose to pause, whereas on stream I can't really do that. And to be honest with you, with my own habits, I don't particularly enjoy like pausing halfway through the stream. To be honest with you, with recording, sometimes I do that, where I just say to myself, you know what, I gotta take a small little break, I gotta pause, I gotta tell myself, hey man, I gotta slow my roll just a little bit and like catch my breath or whatnot. Whereas for streams, you don't really have that luxury. But I suppose there's nothing really stopping you from just like chilling out for a little bit. I don't know, to me it feels, I don't think it's rude, but like I feel like I am wasting your time if I am like taking my breath and whatnot. If like I'm doing a stream. Even though like I know there are many people who, especially in the VTubing world, who will stream like 6 hours a day and then they'll eat on stream and whatnot. I don't know, like, it shouldn't feel rude to do so, but in my own moral compass it does, which makes no sense whatsoever. But also, like, I guess I'm not at the level of I don't care enough. I don't care enough yet for other people, so I'm going to be conscientious of what I do. Which I guess is not a bad thing per se. It's not necessarily good either. Oh well, I'm sure it's more of like a, hey, you can get over it eventually. Anyways, regarding this boss, I'm kind of surprised to see Pony here, or like the Headless Horseman, because normally he does not spawn this late in a run. I believe he should only spawn on like the first 2 floors. I don't particularly remember. And as weird as it sounds, I'm actually gonna pick the Pony over Belial, because the ability to fly and I do believe it does give you a speed up. The speed up will. And also Book of Belial can be, I think we'll be fine without it, at least for a little while. We will need some sort of damage upgrade afterwards, but I think for now we will be fine without it. Let's grab these hearts, and with nothing else, we'll go down to the next one. I saw another video about a VTuber who was like, how can you talk for like 12 hours straight in a row? And I've been thinking like, well, yeah, that's possible, but like, you know, they're probably not talking 24, like the full 12 hours. There has to be like a break between them there. Plus also drinking some water, of course, that also helps. But I think like for me, like it makes no sense why I think it's weird. But part of me does feel like it's kind of weird. Because like, I mean, you wouldn't... Wait, hold on, give me just a moment. Okay, I am back. And also this time I am going to check that my OBS mic is not muted again. Because every time I, for some reason, decided to pause and like unpause, I always keep forgetting that, hey, you need to check your OBS mic. Don't make the same mistake twice again. Because I remember the last time I did this, I had my mic off for like an entire floor, and only to realize, oh wait, I was muted the whole time, and I had to like cut that entire part out. But I guess the entire part was already cut out, but you get my point. What was I talking about last? Oh right, I think it was that video, like, how do you talk like for 12 hours straight and be okay with it? And like, how does your voice not die? I don't believe that they talk for the full 12 hours. Because like, I don't know, for me, I feel perfectly fine right now. The throat is a little bit raspy, but I will say that during that short little interval while I was away, I did refill some water, and I feel a little bit more hydrated and feel a lot better this time. And I think that's just the trick. Just remember, stay hydrated whenever you can. That's a good life lesson that we should all aspire to have. Drink some water. you will feel a lot better. Okay, picking up all these health upgrades. Hopefully, this time, like, don't accidentally just suddenly die when picking up a Devil Deal, which I still don't understand how Devil Deals work. One of these days, I will actually decide to watch whatever it is that I'm doing. And you know what? Maybe I should actually just go up on the wiki and just ask, hey buddy, how does Devil Deal work in this version of the game? Okay. Pony actually doing some decent work this time. And I don't know, because every time I think of the pony, it just never seems to work out well. And like, I think in most versions, the pony isn't that great of an item. And only really useful if you don't have the speed and you don't have flight. Which I guess in this case, I have neither without the pony. But its active ability is not that great, to be honest. I think in other versions, it's like a 4-room charge for some reason, and it's honestly not that great. It was not great in pretty much all versions, except for Repentance, where it's at least a little bit more balanced. Where I think the charge then is like every room. Or is it every 2 rooms? I don't remember. I could be getting mixed up with the other pony, the white pony, which is an infinitely better item. I think even in... Well, I guess it wasn't as good in Rebirth and Afterbirth. But in Afterbirth Plus, it was pretty good. And then in Repentance, it got really, really good. That's like a good late game item. But now, the ponies' only really benefit is the passives, which is still pulling up all of the work for us. I will forever hate these knights. Forever knights. Damn, I should go and watch Ben 10 again. I should go back and really watch older cartoons. That'll be more fun. Ooh, I love this item. This is chocolate milk, where now we basically get charge shots. And we can now like shoot big tier, but we can also shoot little tier. But the big one is where we're gonna get. I like to think... I feel like if I tell myself that, hey, you don't need chocolate milk, and chocolate milk doesn't taste very good, I feel like I'm trying to save my ego that wasn't there. Or rather, that my fragile ego that makes no sense for it to belong. Because I always think like, well, chocolate milk is for kids, you don't really need to drink chocolate milk. But then like, if I strip myself away from all that and just like ignore my ego, I can tell myself, hey buddy, chocolate milk is like fire. Just shut up and just drink it. Instead of just trying to virtue signal and saying that, hey, chocolate milk isn't actually that great for you, it's high in sugar and whatnot, just like drink it because it tastes good. It's like, it's chocolate and it's milk. I'm not lactose intolerant, so just drink it. And I think well, normally I just drink regular milk because I think it has been a while since I bought like chocolate milk and drank it from the store. So I don't remember if chocolate milk is usually more expensive than just regular milk. I would assume so, that it's more expensive, considering, you know, they had to add in other stuff for it. Aside from just leaving it as just regular milk. But, you know. Okay, now this just seems like the perfect opportunity to use the Magician card. Because we are now fighting Krampus. Yeah, this one is really powerful right now. And with the lump of coal as well, I'm starting to believe that Head of Krampus doesn't spawn here. Or at least it spawns in this version of Isaac. I don't know, there's a lot of things about Flash Isaac that I really don't know. I think once we reach the Rebirth era, I think the one version of Isaac that I will know the least is Afterbirth. I know most of Afterbirth Plus, and at least a little bit of Rebirth. But... and also a little bit of Repentance, which I did play. But I think when we reach, like, Afterbirth, that is the one where I'm going to be confused about the most. About what items do, what changes were made, and whatnot. Because I do know, like, things like in Rebirth, Shoop the Whoop sucks, but in Afterbirth Plus, it's really good. But I don't know about it in, say, Afterbirth. I know Afterbirth Plus is good, but not so much about Afterbirth itself. Anyways, this run, not really looking and not really worried about anything really. Just gonna start taking note of this one by one. Okay, with 15 cents, I am confident with going into our shop and getting whatever the special item is, or whatever item is in the shop. And I see a tinted rock. I bet you I have missed like 20 tinted rocks already. But oh well, it's the name of the game. You can't get everything. Just like in life, there's lots of things that'll go by just fine, just as fast. I remember there was this I know there's this trick of people saying, oh, if you don't care, or at least like this thing where we all do as kids, because I know we all do it, because most of my friends do it, I do it, most people on the internet have done it, and they all say, if I don't care, then the time will go by faster. As they say, a watch pot never boils. But I think I found at least a much simpler method that I think will apply to all of us. And I'll be honest with you, applying this specific mental trick like helps out a lot. And it's thinking of how much time you have. So let's say, okay, I have like 3 hours left of this lecture or something like that. And I say, oh fuck, I got 3 hours more of this nonsense. I can't believe it. But for me, what I would do is, okay, you have 3 hours. You have lived, like, what, at least a decade at this point? What's like another 3 hours gonna do? It's still gonna happen. You might as well just sit down and enjoy your time here. And I'll be honest with you, doing that made time go really fast. And I can't tell you exactly why. I think it's also because, like, you're not really nagging at yourself, like, hey buddy, you got like, 3 hours more. You gotta like lock in and whatnot. I felt like I got stuck there on something, but I don't know what it is. But like for me, just think, okay, you got 3 more hours. Just tough it out. You've been through so much before in the past. You've had this exact situation before, and you know what? You came out on top better. So another 3 more hours will not reach you whatsoever. And honestly, that somehow made time go by even quicker than what it normally does. And I think I've pretty much applied that almost every time in my life. That's usually how I make time go by faster, even though time is always a constant, and it never comes back. Okay, well, we just need a little bit more in this run. Finally found our item room. And our item room is going to be, I'm gonna guess, Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, well, I was kind of close. Kind of, anyway. I'm not gonna take Shoop the Whoop because I think the flight from the pony is way more important. Well, there is the option to take Shoop the Whoop now. But I'm gonna keep the flight. Because the flight not only lets us cover over big gaps like this, but it also helps to avoid creep, which is very useful. And I think will definitely help me, because I think I take way too much damage when it comes to creep. Okay, we're gonna fight Mom now, which should be an easier fight. I'm not sure, like, is this faster? Just mashing the chocolate milk. I guess like overall charging it is a lot faster. And then like if you're fighting like faster enemies like this, you shoot out a big shot. I don't know, I think Oddly enough, our damage is probably not as good as I think it is. The run is definitely way better than I'm making it out to be, though. I don't know. You can't... It seems like you can't mash it as fast as, like, Rebirth. Because, like, in that one, you can really mash if you want. But we are making quick work of Mother, or Mom, I guess. I keep forgetting Mother is an actual boss fight that is completely separate from Mom. And no Devil Deal still. Okay, well, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we're dying on this run. And I think I'm going to keep the world card for now. Because in Shoal is going to be a lot better for us. Also, I'm not paying attention to other things around me. So far, so good. Ooh! This is a fun item, but we can't keep it. And that's Tammy's head, which... Ooh, you know what? I think... Okay, we're gonna use Tammy's head just a little bit. And I'm gonna just show you what it does, because it's really powerful. I want to get both monsters a little closer. It does like a big AoE damage of tears. Also, I almost forgot that Monstro doesn't have creep. So fighting him like this is actually very simple. Okay, now the good thing... Yes, exactly that. With Tammy's head, I'm actually gonna pick up the pony again. Or that golden chest, and is that Tammy's head is a one-room charge, so you can basically spam it. So if you have really good tier effects, like say Brimstone for example, you can pretty much shred every single room in the game, and nothing can stop you. So picking up Tammy's head once again, I think the boss room is another Monstro fight. I'll be honest, I am a little surprised that we are struggling against Monstro. I would think that Monstro would be a lot easier, and we would just completely crush him. But so far, that is not the case. Yeah, you can just like walk in, and it's just basically just a giant like spread shot of damage. Tammy's head though is a very situational item. I think for like early floors, like even without any tier effects and whatnot, it's still a really, really powerful item. Yeah, as you can see, just destroyed this champion Monstro. Not to be confused with a double Monstro. You can like clear most rooms with ease. Okay, I'm slowly starting to realize the potential and our power with Tammy's head. Yeah, It is kind of tempting to use the world card, but I do know that it'd be better off if we use it in Shoal. Because I would rather skip Shoal, essentially, than to play out the rest. Of course, I am going in like the exact opposite direction for every single room. Which is a little weird. I don't know why the boss room is... You would think that it's on the top right, since it's like the furthest away. But he isn't. I'm actually gonna blow up... Ooh, and that's exactly why. Spirit Heart. A golden chest. You know what? It might be fun. Let's fight the mob trap room, which gives us HP. Which honestly, I don't think is that bad. I guess this would consider more so a boss trap room, since it actually gives us a boss to fight instead of just regular enemies. Oh, okay, I didn't think there would be another one. I thought normally boss trap rooms only have 2 bosses. Very rarely do they have 3. Just focus down 1. And to be honest, we do have less HP than when we started. At least for the boss trap room. Yeah, I need to figure out how to do this. I think I should time it with... Yeah, time it with the pretty fly. That's how you deal with enemies like that. I don't know, it feels like a lot easier for like other... in like newer versions of the game. Whereas for Flash, it actually seems a little bit difficult to deal with. Oh my goodness. Almost close, but no cigar. Okay. This should be an easy boss, which it is. I'm having a little bit of difficulties. Honestly, the way that this particular floor went, I am starting to think that maybe I should use the... Okay, well, I should use the world card for the next floor. Okay, anyways, there goes death. I don't remember that little guy taking so much HP, or like having so much HP anyway. Okay, world card. We are going this way. We could go to our arcade, which I guess doesn't really take much. It costs us 4 bombs, because we need to go back and forth. Could be a worthwhile investment. I don't know what other items that can appear in secret rooms, although based off of the way things are, it seems that secret room items are quite rare. Full health? That's a health up. Never mind. Oh well, we will be stacked with HP for this particular run. That is a good thing, always having more HP. Ooh, we got the Game Kid. Oh, right. That thing closes. I am not I am not going to fight and play the Skull game, which I've learned is its official name. It's called the Skull game, not the Three Skull Monty. But I will not be playing the Three Skull Monty. Not anymore. I think the next time I'll play that is in Wrath of the Lamb, where I have to do all of that again. That was... I did not expect that one room where I played that Three Skull Monty at the time to really take up upwards of 10 minutes. It took 9 minutes, and let me tell you, actually counting how much money I lost from that was... I think honestly the most painful part about that whole spiel. Which is just... Hey, I actually have to count, but like I have to pay attention how much I'm... how much money I was losing from that. I'm not sure when I should use Tammy's head for maximum effectiveness. I'm gonna really use it whenever I can. So I'm guessing in this phase, just spamming the charge shot for the continuous damage after Mom's heart comes down is the optimal play. You know what? Maybe we should just spam shot. It seems like a much easier to deal with Mom's heart this way. And at the very least, it seems like the damage is working out in our favor. I can't. I'm losing myself in this. Okay, well, no devil deal this time, so we don't get to fight Satan. But anyways, we beat Mom's Heart once again with pain. Oh. Well, that's just not fun. Anyways, we finished the mission, or rather, we finished the game, and we got a bag of pennies. And everything is terrible! Well, I guess the game just got harder for all of us, or at least for me. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this episode of The Binding of Isaac Flash, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!